I will be fine to me, and we will be fine. Ooh la la, ooh la la, ooh la la. Welcome to the very first episode of this channel where we are going to be talking about everything enhancing for you, yourself, and you. For me, myself, and I. How is that? Okay. Just so you know, my name is Victorine Bongshu, and I'm a family communicationalist. I'm a family conversationalist. An academic conversationalist. I put myself in communication spaces where we talk everything silly and everything that makes sense. I am of the opinion that education is never too small. So let me start by explaining the space that we are creating, the kind of conversation that we are going to be having in this, right? It's a space that we're going to be talking about both successes and failures, meaning we are going to be open, objective, and honest, when we talk in this space. It's a space where we're going to be talking about how people make it, not because they have more money, not because they have more value, but because they create and sustain the money and the value. Not because they have more emotional intelligence, but because they create and sustain that. So we are going to be looking at diverse ways that create the human being that you see, including the one you see right now behind your screen, right? Of course, it's going to be dynamic. I'm going to have solo talks. I'm going to discuss with hosts, and sometimes I'm just gonna read out the things that I find are adding value to people's life. So we will need to make a decision together in this channel on how we need to grow or how we have to grow. Health, well-being, finances, age, intellectual. What else? Anyway, many others, but it will all start about the decisions that we make about the relationships around us, the decisions that we make about the money that we work so hard for or so little for, or we inherit, however you get your money, but also about the boundaries that we are creating around these lifestyles that we choose for ourselves, and the pressure and expectations that come with all the boundaries that we created, because this can either attract success or reject it from you. So we are going to be very careful in how we talk about this, but also very detailed in our day-to-day conversations. The reason I choose family and family space is because within the family, particularly within the spaces where I research, most participants to my research, most people who attend my seminars, most people who have listened to me speak and then have the opportunity to talk back, have told me that growing up, they were just allowed to figure things out for themselves. Most of them, I'm not saying all. Some of us come from really outstanding families, we figure out relationships, we figure out money, we figure out everything. I mean, very few of us are taught to communicate. Women particularly, we are taught how to carry our image much more than how to communicate with our image. So this space will be teaching things like that, how to use your image as a communication tool, not how to use it in a way that attracts or sells you. Do I make sense? If I do, put it down in the comment section, because I'm a bit tense. This is the first episode. I really don't know what exactly to say, apart from saying that we are at a stage in adulthood where we are being judged. We are being judged from our past. Do you want your children to be judged from the same past that you're being judged with today? If you say no, put no down in the comment section. And then this space is for you, because we are going to talk about how to communicate with your children safely in a way that they are not being judged in a similar manner that you are being judged today, because you were brought up the way you were brought up. And if you like how you were being how you were brought up, please also put there on the comment section so I can weigh it and know how to tailor my topics, because I don't want to come from the assumption that most of us are being judged. And another thing is that today, most adults are in pains. They are confused. They are living in regret. Why? Because simple conversations that if they had had earlier would have helped them today did not happen. So many communications, many pain that we carry today would have been wiped out if we spoke. Many rejection would have not happened if our parents spoke to us. I mean, how can I really put it? Lonely. Some people are even lonely, and some are regretful. For instance, there are boys and girls out there that have contracted sexually transmissible diseases because their parents simply did not warn them on how to have safe sex. All the parents told them is to abstain or not to have sex instead of telling them about safe sex. What's wrong with me? Yes, I'm tense, I'm tense, I'm tense. I remember what's wrong with me. I'm tense. You understand? So let's create that. We're not creating a space for perfection. When I say that I want us to talk about taboo topics, it's not a perfect place. It's not a space for lectures either. I'm not coming here to teach you. I'm coming here so we do it together. I'm sure you can tell that for the short 5 minutes that I've talked, I've already asked you to put comments like 1 or 2 times. It's not because I'm interested in comments. It's because I want this first episode to open up by giving you the space to air your opinions so that we would also be able to meet you where you are. We would be able to fill the gaps that you have. So this is not a teaching place. It's a conversational place. I introduce myself as a conversationalist. So let's converse. It is a place where I would like myself and the experts that come here to be honest, to be respectful, but also to be very considerate about the fact that we are here to build more than anything else. We are building ourselves as well, not everyone, not just you, the listeners. We would share reflections, we would share questions, we would think with you together, and we would really want to be accumulatively learning from each other's experience. That would be my experience as a mother of four. That would be my experts' experiences, be it in their own families or their work. That would be my experience from my studies. Just to bring it to you, I write books, right? And I have written in the field of involved parenting, where I talk about or write about how parents should be present, not physically with their children, but mentally with their children, right? I have written on identity, where I speak about it's a story between two families, where I narrate a family that has its identity so solid that another family without an identity is copying this family's identity. So when you follow that, my book, the stories, you choose whether you want to be the solid family that is being copied or you want to be the family that copies. And then I write about finance, family finance, particularly how the man's money, the woman's money becomes the family's money, and how the children help the parents to keep that money and to make it grow. And then I write about penetrative sex, where the title is Good Sex Makes You Feel Good, right? The title is Sex, where it's all about good sex and how it keeps a relationship. And then I write about motherhood. This one is an anthology where a group of mothers, 27 mothers from 3 continents, got together, and then we wrote, each person wrote their story. I curated, I edited, and I published it. I have a publishing company, right? So I have a lot to offer you, a lot. I'm telling you, this podcast did not just start by accident. And then I also write about fatherhood, where fathers came together again from across the world and put their story together. We curated it. Oh, by the way, the anthologies are edited by my esteemed sister and colleague, Professor Deborah Baladrash, at the United States of America. Hi, Prof. And then what do I write? Oh, I write on sex communication, where I'm doing a series of books, right? From 10 years through to parenting, where 10 to 12, I'm teaching them how to talk sex with their parents safely. 13 to 16, I'm teaching them how to talk sex with their parents. And then 13 to 15, and then 16 to 19, I'm doing the same. And then I'm doing the same for young adults. Then I'm going to compile all these experiences and then write a book for parents on how they can talk safely with their children. So I'm still in the writing journey, but this is me. And just from the themes of parenting, identity, finance, fatherhood, sex, and sex communication, you would see that I have a lot. Even if I were to stick on my 9 books, just for this podcast, it will really, really be a lot. So there's a lot of experience from myself, from my environment, and from the people that we are going to be inviting, onto the show. So we are going to really, really have a good time. We are going to have a good time. But before we enjoy that time, you have to start this episode by putting your comments down there. You know, yeah, you need to put it. It's not a space for judgment. Yes, you can put as anonymous, but you can also put your details. And I appreciate if instead of being shamed, I am encouraged to share knowledge, because I would talk about really, really unacceptable things. Remember, I'm a taboo communicator. If you follow me on Facebook, you know what I'm saying. So I'm migrating, I'm bringing that onto YouTube, because I think Facebook also, it's a little bit narrow. It's a bit narrow. So you would know what I'm saying. So please do not shame me. Join me. Let's grow. Let's create awareness, and let's do so responsibly. You know, Yes, not many channels are discussing money, relationship, and taboo. All money and relationship put together. All these are taboos. But for me, I want us to have power. I want us to have freedom. I want us to eliminate pressure. But I really want us to curate our choices in life. To be able to make decisions that are not just emotionally driven, but are well-being driven. So we consider our well-being when we are making our decisions and our choices in life. I need to let you know that the mission of this channel is to create practical an honest environment for practical tips, for insights, for educational content, for respectful conversations. Those are the key. That's the mission. Honesty, practical, insight, education, and respect. Those are the 5 key words that I would like us to carry along as the team unfolds. We really would love to work hard to bring you current topics, so please make your comment. So in a nutshell, what am I saying? I'm saying that this channel is relationship focused. I want to look at how money and relationships, how identity and relationships, how sex and relationship, parenting, relationship, motherhood, relationship. So it's all about relationship. We'll give healthy tips or tips about healthy relationships. We'll talk about consent and boundaries. We'll talk about peer pressures. We'll talk about decision making. We'll talk about myths and realities that feature in the media and in real life. We'll talk about emotional readiness for whatever it would be. We will talk about self-respect and self-worth or self-value. We'll talk about money itself. We'll talk about saving and spending. We'll talk about the mistakes that we make. We'll talk about the hustles that don't exploit us. We'll talk about financial independence. We'll talk about spending in our families. We'll talk about money and relationship. So I will not make this video very long. I think I've already mentioned so many of the things I will be discussing. Feel free to respectfully comment below. But the first thing I want to ask you is to share this video. So I will not make this video very long, right? The first thing I want to ask you is to comment below. The second thing is to subscribe. And the third thing is to share. Please get your family onto this space so they can support the work that we do on parenting, but also family and community building. Thank you so much. I look forward to talk to you. Woohoo! Okay, what topic shall we discuss next? I can't live without asking you. Please put in the comment section what you look forward to hearing from us, so that we can give you what you want. We can give you your time's worth. Your time's worth. Yeah, that's it. Thank you. Bye bye. Enjoy that song in the background.